Hi, I'm Jay, and this is Vroom Vroom. Welcome back to the channel. Thumbnail, yeah. I do not hate Kawasaki Vulcans. In fact, I really like them. They are a stunning looking bike, and I think that they are really, really nice. However, this particular one is in a very sorry state, and it's been quite beat up. Yeah, we're going to get to that in a sec. So this bike came from the auction, and it does need a lot of work, a lot more work than I anticipated, but that's the job. Sometimes you win, you get one, and it's very, very easy to repair. Sometimes you get one and it's very, very difficult to repair. So let's crack on with this one and see what we got to do. Slightly different way of introducing the bike to the channel today. I am very tight on space at the moment. Well, I'm not, but I've got a lot of bikes, but I've got big space there. But I can't be bothered to move stuff over because it is absolutely blowing a gale outside. It is freezing cold. The rain is coming out the sky sideways, and I don't want to get too cold, but there's something I need to do. This is a Kawasaki 650 Vulcan, as you can probably see, and it will get a proper introduction to the channel very soon. We're going to go wide. This is another one from the auction, and it looked better in the auction pictures than it did when I got to it. And I've used the phrase "worst bike ever" in another one of my videos, but this one is still in the air whether I'm going to save it or not. But I need to do some bits to it to see if it's worth saving. So I do need to spend some money on it to see if I'm going to scrap it. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. But right, so starting at the beginning, front mudguard disintegrated at the back. The forks seem to be slightly different from the headstock. I think that's just because they've moved on the pinch bolts. So I think if I release the pinch bolts, everything will go back into place. So that could be okay. The radiator has got a dent in it, but I'm not sure if it's holding water. So that again will have to be repaired. The indicator on the left hand side is also missing. The side panel underneath the tank here is missing. Then we get to something quite major. There's a hole in the crankcase there, and the stator cover has got a hole in it. And when I went to start it, I put oil in it, and it came straight back out because the hole isn't just limited to there; it goes all the way around the bottom of the stator. So I need to take it off just to see. Even though I've ordered one now, I need to make sure it's just the stator cover that's cracked and nothing else that's wrong with it on that side. Coming around, the footrest gear selector is missing. That's another quite expensive part. There's a massive dent in the tank, which again isn't repairable, nowhere near repairable. So that will have to be replaced. It's stuck in gear, which is bad. There's a huge scratch on the cowling here. Don't know if I can get rid of that. And there is more. I know there is. I just can't remember it in a minute because I'm so bloody confused with everything else that's gone. But the only good bit of news at the moment, and it might be, it might lead to nothing, was that I changed the battery, and I gave it just a touch on the start button, and it does turn, so it's not seized. Which, yeah, we're gonna have to see. So today's job, very, very simple, and very simple. Nothing's ever simple. Hopefully very simple. Will be just to get that stator cover off, have a little look behind it, and I'm also going to get the mudguard off the front because there is one on eBay, and it's £25 with delivery, which is a bargain. It's the only one I've seen, and I've been searching for quite a while now. Spent a few hours last night looking for parts, and that you can only buy new. So to find a second-hand one is like rocking hen's teeth. Hen's teeth, rocking it. Where do I get rocking from? Hen's teeth. So I'm going to take it off, just make sure because it's different year, just want to make sure that the fittings are the same. I think they are, looking at it, but yeah, that's kind of where we are. So let's grab an, oh, sorry for that. Let's grab an 8mm socket and whip that off and drop some more oil on my garage floor. Right, so I'm going to have to look at how the gear spindle comes out, because that's going to be a factor in whether we can save this bike or not. And that's a little bit depressing. That I might not be able to get it out. We will see. Right, so even as I'm just doing this here, I can just see the oil just starting to drip again at the bottom. So I'm going to be as quick as I can with this. And it looks like this bracket here, which I think got a sheared bolt there, a couple of connectors there, so it could be for the side panel coming onto the side, but it is in the way. And of course it's a different size socket, it's a 10mm, so I'll need my 10mm socket. Does look like the gear spindle could be removed from this side of the engine, which could be really good. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Right, so 3 bolts for this. Hopefully they're all the same size. 1, 2, those 2 are, and third just at the end. And that is as well, which is good news. Right, so I can see the reservoir bottle for the radiator, and I think it's empty, so that probably means that there's a hole in the radiator as well. So we can add that to the list of things to replace. And once again, good idea just to lay these out in a pattern that you know you can put them back, because this one has already shown me that there's a few different size bolts in there. You don't want to be messing about trying to find out which bolt goes in which hole. Just want to get the job done. And I hope this comes off easier than the Ducati. Oh. Right, and that's what the inside is looking like. Another one. That's what happens when you try to do it in a very confined space. Right, just moved location slightly. As you can see, the hole in the top was quite substantial, and you can understand why I missed one further down, which is I'll try and get some light on it. Just there, because it was behind the cover. But look at that one. See my finger behind it. So that took a very, very heavy slap to that cover. Now the good news is that that's just that cover. The stator looks fine, hasn't had any damage on it, and apart from me just losing some more oil over the garage floor, which I've done a lot in the last couple of days, yeah, that's kind of it. So it looks like it was a good call buying that particular part. While I'm off now, I'm going to just tidy up the bits that I've just made a huge mess with, and that's what you get for working in tight spaces. But the gear selector is next, so I would like to try and get that out today if I can, so, or at least get it off to the point where I can get the bike in neutral, and I can order one. I've seen one online brand new from Kawasaki, and I think with delivery it's about £45, which is a bit of a bargain. So £45 for the gear selector plus another £35 for this. 5, 55, 65, 75, 85. Yeah, is a bargain. So that's a lot cheaper than £600 for an engine. But who knows? The engine might still be knackered. We're going to have to see. The one thing I didn't notice when I did turn it on was I couldn't hear the fuel pump. But we'll sort that out later. So I'm going to tidy this up and then we'll have a look at the gear selector. So with the stator cover now removed, I can get to, or I could always get to it, but this next job is to get that panel off there, the black one, which is just some small Allen head bolts, and that cover off there, just to see what the access is to the gear spindle. So they actually look half decent. Size wise, let's find the Allen keys. So now's the time to see if this bike engine can be saved or if it's toast. We're going to take the gear spriget out. It looks like a load of 8mm, but we'll have to see. Now I've not even looked this up, so I've got no idea if it will even come out like this. Right, so I do need to get this spindle out, gear selector spindle, and it's apparently one screw just behind the spriget, but I think I can get to it once the chain's off. So I'll put the bike up on the jack, split pin there, and the chain tensioner is behind it, so I'll just need to loosen that off a little bit, pull the chain in, get it off, and then yes, hopefully I can see what I'm doing then, and it's a little bit closer to knowing whether this engine will ever run again. So split pin, let's get that done. Also this, because I can't be bothered to walk and get a socket. Right, so that's that done, and that looks like 10 or 11 mil. Help me with it all. But in the end, so where I really need it off is the front spriget. Right, so I got the nut off. That was an absolute pig. The impact gun would not touch it. I had to put a breaker bar on it, lower it back down, stamp on the brake, and even then I thought I was going to do some serious damage before that bolt come off, but it luckily just gave up, and now at least I'll be able to get to the one horrible, which is the politest way I can say it, screw that's behind there that I can take the input shaft off. So let's get that off now, because I am so over trying to get this part out. Let's set you up on the tripod and let's just dig into this. It's been a freezing night in the UK. The wind is battering the garage as I'm doing this video. The whole of the UK is gripped with snow and stuff. Luckily I haven't got any of that down here because I'm in the south, but it's still very grim out there and raining sideways. So I'm glad that I'm in here, even though it is bloody cold in here. But I've got my woolly hat on, I'll be alright. Right, so what's the plan with this? Well, when it came to me, I was undecided whether I was going to scrap it or repair it. I've done a bit of research on the value of these, and it's not a bad resale price on a 2020 model, which is what this one is. The pitfalls is, of course, I still don't know if the engine's okay, but probably stupidly, I've been already ordering parts. The fuel tank has got a very, very nasty dent in this side of it, and I did see one on eBay that I thought was just too good to be left, so I've paid £110 for that fuel tank, and apparently it's undented. The only problem is it's in white. But what I've also ordered is a decal set for this bike. off of AliExpress, and it was only 20 quid. And a lot of what's in that is for the petrol tank. So the plan is, when the tank gets here, which will be sometime in the next few days, I'm going to what am I going to do? I'm going to spray it. Yep, I'm going to spray it a nice gloss black, and then I will make the details, put the decals on, and hopefully it'll look half decent. And that is what we wanted to happen. So stick that there and there. There is, as you'd expect, quite a bit of crud in here. So I'll just going to get the worst out by digging it out like this. Let me see what's going on. And I can now see the hole, which I'm assuming is for the yep. This is going to be the next thing. This is just going to round off. No, at last. Smallest bit of luck. Right, so with that removed, I should now be able to get my hands very dirty and pull out this. Right, well that looks okay. This is the main selector for the gear spindle, and you can just see on the end there where it snapped off a lot clearer now. Just see if we can move this. Just going to clean that up a little bit. Oh, is that it? Are we in neutral? No, we're not. Is that it? Are we in neutral? Yes, we are. We've found neutral, which is brilliant. And we know that this is the source of the problem. So, £47 off of Kawasaki. Hopefully we'll sort our problem out. And then we can move on to the next problem. Ugh, it needs a clean. Definitely needs a clean. Right, so I'm going to take advantage of the wife being out, and I'm going to go and dump this in the sink. She loves me, really. And that's where we're going to leave this video for now. Please join me next time when we'll try and get this bike running. It's going to be difficult, but yeah, I'm showing the love. So we'll just see what happens, and until next time, please subscribe. It does make a difference, and it's absolutely free. And please like as well if you can do. Until next time, ride safely, and I'll see you soon.